Hello, we're going to do the second in the spotlight in chapter 6. This is adding and displaying records. Midnight Coffee Roasters Incorporated is a small company that imports raw coffee beans from around the world and roasts them to create a variety of gourmet coffees. Julie, the owner of the company, has asked you to write a series of programs that she can use to manage her inventory. After speaking with her, you have determined that a file is needed to keep inventory records. Each record should have two fields to hold the following data: a description, which is a string containing the name of the coffee, and a quantity in inventory, the number of pounds in inventory as a floating point number. Your first job is to write a program that can be used to add records to the file. Program 618 shows the code. Note the output file is open in append mode. Each time the program is executed, the new records will be added to the file's existing contents. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and create this. Let's move it over here where I need to. And I'm going to go ahead and get Python started. And then open a new file. Get these two adjusted. Okay, so we're going to start off by creating our main. And they're going to do it in a way that I don't like, but we'll adjust it afterwards so you can see how to change it when you do something in one way and you really don't like it. So I'm going to set another equal to an uppercase Y, and then we're going to do a with open coffee.txt, and we're opening this up for append as coffee file. Now, so while here we go, while another equals a lowercase y or another equals an uppercase y, we'll do our processing in here. Print, enter the following: coffee data, description, it's going to be equal to input description, and QTY is going to stand for quantity, going to be equal to an int input quantity, and then in parentheses we're going to put in pounds. Once we have that done, we're going to do a coffee file.write, and then we use an F quote, curly brace DESCR for our description, and curly brace \n to get a, type it in here right, there we go, \n to get a carriage return in there, end quote, and parentheses, and then we'll do a coffee file.write, F again, quote, curly brace QTY, end curly brace \n, end quote, and parentheses. Then what we need to do is see if they would have another one to enter. So we're going to do a print you want to enter add another record, and then we'll do another equals input y equals yes. Anything else equals no. Oops, only one parentheses there. Okay. When we get done with that, we're going to print out a message then. Data appended to coffee.txt. Okay. So that's the end of that. And actually, sorry, this print here needs to line up with the width because that's not inside the width here, it's outside. Okay, so we're going to do our if name equals our main, then we'll run main. Okay, so we go ahead and get this saved. And we're going to save this as add coffee record. .py, and I'll move to where I'm going to save this. And go, get that done, save that. Okay, so now we're going to run this, and then after we run this, I'm going to modify it. So description, Brazilian dark roast, and our quantity of pounds is going to be 18. You want to do this again? I'm going to say yes. Sumatra medium roast, 25 pounds. And do we want to do this again? I'm going to say no. And then so that's it, done. So now I can go over, to my folder here. And look at my code folder for my chapter 6. There's the, whoops, that's the wrong one. Sorry. Come on. My coffee. And eventually, well, there we go. There's our Brazilian 18, Sumatra medium roast 25. Okay, so that's installed in there or put in there. Okay, now what I want to do is modify this program though. In that, why are we having the person have to enter extra data on here, and why do they have to enter a quantity? Well, no, that doesn't matter on this one, but so I'm going to take this out of here. Okay, and now in here, I'm going to have them, and I'm going to do away with this here. And what I'm going to put in here instead is, or up here, is I'm going to put in description equals input description, and then parentheses I'm going to put in here press enter to quit. So that way you can enter a description, but when you're done, you just press enter and then the program stops that way. So now it will go into here, but instead what we'll do here is while description does not equal quote quote. So now if they press enter, it won't go in, but anything else it will go on in here. Okay. Then we'll get the description, which we need to take out of here because we just did that. change the quantity message to up here. There we go. Get that in the right place. Enter the quantity in pounds. Okay. Process that. Then we can take these out of here and instead put in our input statement to get the quantity. Okay. So now we're going to run this, which will resave it out there for me. And I'm just going to enter in American slow roast and 50 pounds, and then press enter to quit. And now when I look at my data file, come on, there we go. There's the American slow roast 50. Okay. So I think this is a lot cleaner than the way that the book did it. So but I want to do it the way the book did it so you can see that. So what we're going to do is we're going to create another file, another program that's going to be to show the data that we just put in here. So I'm going to open up a new one. And close this off here. We don't need that. Minimize that. So we got that off the screen. There we go. Okay, this is going to be show coffee records. So we have our main. We're going to do with open coffee.txt, and this one we're going to open for a read as coffee file. So then here we're going to do our description is going to be equal to coffee file dot read line. And so then while our description does not equal quote quote, which means we're at the end of the file, we'll get the quantity equals float coffee.file.readline. And then we'll get the next description. Oh, I'm sorry. We already got the description. What you do is take our description and set it equal to our description again, dot rstrip, to get rid of the \n. The carriage we turn off of there because we don't want that when we do go to print out the information. So we're going to print using an F format description colon curly brace DESCR end curly brace end quote and parentheses. If we left this, let's see, did I leave a? Yes, no, that's right. Okay, if I would have left the \n on there, then we'd have two blanks in there when we go to print out. We don't want that on there. So then it would print F quantity colon and then curly brace, whoops, there we go, QTY and curly brace quote parentheses. Okay. That would then go up and get the next one. So we got to get our description again to change that. So it's going to be equal to, and I could have copied and pasted this, coffee file.readline. That ends our while loop, and it ends our if, and ends our main. So now we're going to do our if name equals, the right key here would help. And put in the quote mark. Quote, underline, main, underline, end quote, colon. There we go. Okay. So now what I want to do is get this saved. And this is show coffee record. .py. We'll save that and then run it. And there's where it prints out all three of them that we had in there, descriptions and quantities. Okay. Again, if you, let's see, I don't think they have anything else, but I just want to make sure. Okay, that was the last one for that. So if you have any questions, get in touch with your instructor and they'll help you out with this.